Hi boys and girls, this is Miss Christie, and tonight's homework is drawing quadrilaterals. So remember today in math class we learned about all of the attributes of quadrilaterals. So we talked about parallelograms, and we talked about how a parallelogram is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of parallel sides. Draw a parallelogram. Okay, so we need two pair of parallel sides. So I'm going to use my ruler. Now it doesn't say anything about the angles, so you can have whatever kind of angles you want, but two pair of parallel sides. So I think the easiest way to do it using this is to just draw a rectangle. So if I follow those lines, like that, those are parallel because they'll go on forever and never meet. And then these are parallel. There we go. So that is a parallelogram. Also happens to be a rectangle. So answer each question, drawing pictures on the back of this page to help you. Can a parallelogram have right angles? Well, yes. And we know that because I just drew one. So for explain, you can say a rectangle is a parallelogram with four right angles. There. Okay, could a quadrilateral have four obtuse angles? Okay, four obtuse angles, quadrilateral. So I'm gonna turn this paper over and draw it on the back. Can a quadrilateral have four obtuse angles? So I'm just gonna make a note over here so that we know what we're doing. Quadrilateral with four obtuse angles. Okay, so we know the definition of an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than, so an obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees, but it's less than 180 degrees, right? Is an obtuse angle. So it kind of looks like this. So there's one obtuse angle right here. So we have to make four obtuse angles. So there's one. Here's two. Here's three. Uh-oh. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to connect these. Here's four. And we have all this open space in here, right? So it doesn't look like we can have four obtuse angles in a quadrilateral. Because if we connect these to make it a quadrilateral, these are acute, right? Okay, so let's think about it too in the terms of degrees. Do you remember what I told you today about how many degrees are in a quadrilateral? The sum of the angles in a quadrilateral equal, do you remember how many degrees they equal? 360 degrees. So if you said that, you were right. But obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. So obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. So 4 angles that are greater than 90 degrees will be greater than 360 degrees, right? Because 4 times 90 is 360. And we just proved it there. So a quadrilateral can either have 4 90-degree angles, or it can have 2 acute and 2 obtuse, or 2 acute and 2 obtuse that way. But it can't have 4 obtuse, nor can it have 4 acute. Okay, so name a quadrilateral that has at least one pair of parallel sides. So we know that a quadrilateral that has one pair of parallel sides is called a trapezoid. Draw a quadrilateral that has at least one right angle. At least one right angle. Okay. So quadrilateral with at least one right angle. Okay. So here's one right angle. So if it has one right angle, it's probably going to have 2 right angles. Or we could just do another rectangle, right? Because that has 4 right angles. You don't have to. You can do a square if you wanted. That would work too. Draw a quadrilateral that has 2 separate pairs of equal length sides, but is not a parallelogram. Okay. 2 separate pairs of equal length sides. All right, so this is going to be a little tiny bit tricky. 2 separate pairs of equal length sides. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go like this. Do you remember what this one was called? So these are equal and these are equal. And this is called a kite. Remember we talked about that? And it's not a parallelogram. Okay, so then practice. So doing these multiplication practices, we should use your helper facts. So 5 times 30, well, first we're going to do 5 times 3 is 15. And then we put the 0 on the end for that 0. 6 times 8 is 48. And put the 0 on the end. 4 times 3 is 12. Put the 0 on the end. And 6 times 7 is 42. Put 0 on the end. And that's it. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.